Is the video travelogue of the 1998 Hot Rod Magazine Power Tour East, a 9-day festival of freedom that stretched from Massachusetts to Florida in the autumn of 1998 that involved over 10,000 rockin' machines and as many as 132,000 hot rod believers, both on the tour and just taking it all in. We'll try to give you that as-it-happens flavor in this 60-minute feature, as we let the people and the pictures tell much of the story. The 1998 Hot Rod Power Tour East. Round Zero. The afternoon of October 17th, Fitchburg, Massachusetts. A town that lies some 60 miles west of Boston and has roots set deep in the traditional milling industry that flourished here a half a century ago. With the valued assistance and support of Flowmaster, expectations are running high for this inaugural Power Tour East, as a tingle of anticipation ripples through the air. There's also a tangible feeling of uncertainty as to what kind of turnout will be realized. The staging area for registration and the kickoff party was Fort Devens, a former Army base located a short distance from the center of town. It was clear the throng of over 600 hot rodders continually gathering throughout the morning were more than ready for the first leg of this inaugural Eastern swing, officially embarking on the following day. In the meantime, there was a swing of a different kind on the docket, thanks to the electric guitar thrash of the legendary Dick Dale, the king of the surf guitar, presented by Flowmaster. It was a rippin' good show that paid tribute to the finest traditions of good old-fashioned American guitar boogie. The cruise to the Power Tour's first destination, beginning early the next day, Suffern, New York.
First casualty.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Rear window blew out on the freeway. Excess of 100.
Anything else with it?
No.
Not worth picking up?
No, well, he picked up a few pieces.
I got a couple scratches in the car.
Did you have him soon autograph it yet?
Yeah, no autograph.
No, not yet.
Just
information.
information, that's all. Show me your money.
The Hot Rod Power Tour East gave drivers an unlimited choice as to how long or how much they might cruise along. Those who decided to hang in for the entire route were enrolled into the long haul gang and were given lavish respect from the rest of the power tourists. But whether you tagged along for the day, a couple of days, or the whole enchilada, everyone sensed the great spirit of adventure and discovery that has come to define this cross-country exodus. With scheduled stops for gasoline planned at roughly every 100 miles, this great caravan of street machines, street rods, muscle cars, and customs becomes one of the biggest events that these rural outposts have seen in a long time. But now, the Power Tour rocks on, some 300 miles to the south, and the town of Gaithersburg, Maryland. Population 26,000, situated just off Interstate 270 on the approach to Washington, D.C. And already, there are those with their own stories to tell.
How's the power tour going for you so far?
Man, the tour's great. I'm having a ball. Yep. I couldn't believe last night that they said they had 1,800 cars. That was something. So.
How about you? Are you on the tour?
No, this is my cousin Tom.
Okay.
He lives here and he rode over here to see us on all these places.
7.5 miles from here. But I had a schedule and I wanted to meet up with Rick. He stopped on the way up and then I wanted to catch him on the way down.
So what do you think about the power tour coming through town?
This is great, really great. I'm on second shift this week and I was glad I had the time off to get down here to be part of it.
Protect your...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's called the East Coast Power Tour. It's the very first one. You get to be a part of history.
Despite a weekday arrival, the town of Gaithersburg puts its weight behind the Power Tour, and the traditional car show cruise night that punctuates each stop of the tour fills the central Maryland air with the sounds and sights of the best hot rods and most devoted hot rodders ever assembled this close to the Chesapeake.
It's my fourth power tour. I did the West one 3 times. I did the long haul on the West tour earlier this year, and I had to come out and check this out for the inaugural on the East Coast. It's a 58 Corvette.
Okay, and the engine size?
355. And there's a 700 R4 transmission behind it and a 12 bolt in the rear end with a 342 gear. Gas mileage is about 13.5 and runs real good down the highway. 115,000 miles on it now since I built it 20 years ago. It's a lot of fun. There's so many cars here, I can't believe how many cars are here on this. It's great.